Where do you get the inspiration for your shoots? I like to look at the work of other photographers. And often I used Instagram to find new photographers. And I also found the work of Vivienne Mock here. And she makes beautiful, dreamy photos of often girls or boys in an old flowery setting, which I really like. And her work really reminds me of the work of the late photographer David Hamilton. And his work was something that inspired me in the late 90s to start with photography. So discovering the work of Vivienne was a real treat for me. And they both use a soft focus effect in their photos to create that dreamy look. So recently Vivienne published her first book and I went ahead and I bought it. And looking to a physical book is often much more rewarding and preferred for me than scrolling through someone's timeline. So the shoot I'm going to do today is inspired by the work of Vivienne, and I'm going to use the soft focus effect, pastel colors, and all that kind of thing to get that dreamy effect. Of course you can try to mimic the soft focus effect in Photoshop, but I really prefer to do it real time. So I got some stuff for this. I have some old Coke filters, which should provide the effect. And another method I'm going to try is just Vaseline, or I don't know how it's called in English, but gel on a filter. So you want to use a filter because you want to avoid destroying your lens. So I'm going just to put some on the sides and then have the middle a bit sharper, and then try to use this to get that soft focus effect. And I also dug up this pinhole lens to get a special effect. Let's just try it and see how it works. And finally I got a Canon lens, a 135mm lens, and it has a special soft focus button, so you can just slide it to setting 1 or setting 2 for the soft focus effect. So I'm going to try all these different techniques and see what works best. Okay, so it would probably be best to have a beautiful location to do a shoot like this, but I'm going to work with my studio today, and I think we can make it work. So I'm just going to create a setting. I'm going to put some new wallpaper on the wall, just use double-sided tape. I bought some cloths, so I'm going to use that, and we'll just see how we make it happen. So I decided to start out with a bedroom scene. I used a background stand to create the illusion of a window in my studio, and I placed a large softbox behind it to make it look like it was daylight coming through a window. I have a foldable couch that I used to create a bed, and I put some bed linen on it and a couple of pillows. Next I created a nightstand to complete the bedroom look. I'm always trying to create small stories in my photos, so I give my model something to do, like for instance reading a book. It's like they are acting in a play or a TV series. Not just posing the model and having a look into the camera, but give them something to do. After some test shots without any filter, I switched to using the Kokin A060 filter. This filter creates the soft focus effect on a huge part of the image, but it also leaves a small spot clear. This spot is where you want to put the model's face. It's pretty hard to see where the image is clear through the viewfinder, so it's a bit of a trial and error. I tried the pinhole lens for a couple of shots, but it was pretty clear this wasn't working. I suspect the hole is too large, it should be a bit smaller, and the result is just a big blur, as you can see here. I'll try again in a future shoot, but then with an actual pinhole instead of the larger hole. Next up was the UV filter with the Vaseline. I just smeared some Vaseline on the outer parts of the filter and left the center part clear. I ordered some tulle fabric and we went ahead and tried shooting with this combined with the Vaseline covered lens. At first we only used some white and pink tulle, and the results were pretty nice. So we stepped it up a bit and put Lena between all kinds of different colors. I really liked the results we got this way. I did try the Canon soft focus lens, but I wasn't really happy with the results. So the Coquin filter and the Vaseline on the lens were giving me the best results. However, I'm pretty sure this is not the method Vivienne is using for her shots. Her photos have more of an overall soft focus effect without any sharp parts. But the effect she uses is much more subtle than what I'm getting here. I suspect she's just adding the effect in post, which is of course also worth a try. We tried some other style without the bedroom setup, but with more of a normal studio setting. In this setting I also used a Vaseline covered lens. This resulted in some nice photos too. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the results we got. I'm sure I'm gonna try this again in the future. So if you don't want to miss out, like and subscribe, and see you the next time.